Guys, what I'm going to talk about today is walleye fishery in the state of Virginia. Here's a little information about the walleye. Walleye is also called a pike, but it's actually not a pike, it's a perch. And the maximum weight that these guys get up to is 25 pounds. As you can see there, the all tackle world record is 25 pounds, caught down in Tennessee back during 1960. So they get up to be around 25 pounds, but if you catch one up around 15, 16, 17 pounds, consider yourself lucky because you don't catch too many real big ones like that. What I did here is I took a lot of the walleye caught in the state of Virginia. As a matter of fact, I downloaded all the citations, fish, walleye that were caught in the state of Virginia. And I took and went through that and did an analysis trying to analyze where the walleye in the state of Virginia are. As it turns out, there's several fisheries in the state of Virginia that produce some big walleye, or produce some walleye, not all necessarily big walleye. If you take a look here at this view graph here, you can see most of the big ones there, going up to like 15 pounds. They're called New River, and I'm not sure why the New River fishery in Crater Lake is a part of the New River fishery. I'm not sure why New River produces these big walleyes and the other waters in the state of Virginia do not produce them, but I mean that's just the way it is. If you go to the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries website, you'll find that there's a certain weight and a certain length for trophy fish. In other words, for you to take the weight and the length of the fish and do a certification and send it in to the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries in Richmond, Virginia, and then they will send you a citation saying that you caught a big fish. So these are the weight and the length limits for various species there. You can see largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, and all the way on down. I got another one of these on over here, and that shows you for walleye there, it's 5 pounds or 25 inches. That's getting to be a pretty good sized walleye, but like I say, they get up to be 25 pounds. And the walleye is a perch. You can see yellow perch there is 12 inches or 1 pound 4 ounces. Yellow perch are highly prized fish for eating. They have a superb taste, and people really love those. And perch is a really good eating fish, and like I say, walleye is a perch. So let me go on here through this data and talk a little bit more about all the data and my analysis of the data. Here's the data for the record walleye caught in New River. And there was a record caught back in 1973. And I'm not sure why the people at the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries wanted to certify a new record, but they did, and they got the modern day record there. It's, this guy Anthony Duncan caught in on December the 15th in the year 2000 in New River, 15-pound, 15-ounce walleye. And that's the modern day record. The old record was 22 pounds, 8 ounces. Now, let's take a look here. There's the fish. There's a modern day record. And once again, go back over here. That was caught in the year 2000. 15 pounds, 15 ounces. Perhaps the Game and Inland Fisheries people didn't believe the old record. But it's definitely believable because the world record is 25 pounds, and they recently had one caught up in the state of Washington that was 20 pounds, and that was caught in 2014. If you take a look there, that's from In Fisherman. So 20, 25-pound walleye are definitely possible. So a 22-pound walleye in the state of Virginia, 22 pounds 8 ounces is definitely believable. But anyway, the state of Game and Inland Fisheries, state of Virginia, went ahead and certified another record, which is modern day record, 15 pounds 15 ounces. Now, here's the low end of that citation record as far as weight is concerned. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a certain size limit. I think it was on walleye was 25 inches or 5 pounds. Let me go back here real quick and take a look at that. Walleye is 5 pounds or 25 inches. So if we go on over here and take a look at that, there's one 24 inches, but it's 5 pounds. So that's the low end of the record. And then if we go ahead and we already took a look at the high end of the record, which was over here at the beginning. This is the high end of that record that I was looking at. And there was a total of 1,354 big walleye fish citations issued in the state of Virginia. And this is from the year 2000 to the year 2017. So I went through a whole lot of data to make this video and to do an analysis on the walleye fishery in the state of Virginia. And like I said, all the big ones appear to be caught in the New River fishery. So let's go on over here and take a look. And I did the analysis, and it just so happens that there's several fisheries in the state of Virginia. There's a Stanton River fishery, Roanoke and Stanton River fishery. And Smith Mountain Lake is off the Stanton River, and Leesville Lake is off Stanton Roanoke River, and Lake Gadsden is off the Roanoke and Stanton River. So that you need to call that the Stanton River fishery. And there's a total of 404 there, walleye. Like I say, all the big ones are caught down in New River. And as far as the New River fishery is concerned, there's 205 caught in New River itself, and Claytor Lake, which is on the New River in Dublin, Virginia. Flows from Dublin, Virginia. Crater Lake in Dublin, Virginia flows from Dublin on down to Radford, and then from Radford on down through Giles County. Virginia, and then on into West Virginia, in Crater Lake, which is part of the New River fishery. There's 133 caught. So 338 total caught in the New River fishery, as opposed to 404 caught in the Stanton River fishery there. But like I say, all the big ones, the citations have been in New River fishery. Now, there's another fishery that catches quite a few walleye, and that's the Holston River fishery. There's a South Fork of the Holston River in the South Holston Reservoir, a total of 64. So that's where all of the most of the walleye are caught in the state of Virginia. And if you take a look, like I said, there's 1,354 citations total. So there's 404 plus 338, that's 742, plus another 64, be 800. 800 of that 1,354, over half of them are caught in these fisheries here alone. Now, there's been some caught in some other waters, but nowhere near as many as are caught in these fisheries. So that tells you where the walleye are in the state of Virginia. And the world record, if we go back and take a look at it over here, I think it's over here, was caught in Tennessee. And it was 25 pounds and no ounces, and that was caught in 1960. It'd be August the 2nd, 1960. So that was caught down in Tennessee. So the walleye, you catch these guys all the way up into Canada, and but they appear, the bigger ones, they appear to grow somewhat bigger down in these southern locations. We're still in the mountains, and it's still pretty cold down here, so it's cold enough for a walleye. But they appear to grow somewhat bigger down here because you don't hear any of these world records coming out of Canada. They're all down in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. There's some big ones, like I said, caught over in the state of Washington. We talked about that one earlier. Run back over and take a look at that one. 20-pound record walleye in the state of Washington. So once again, that's about the walleye fishery in the state of Virginia. And all of the walleye, most of the walleye in the state of Virginia are caught in the Stanton River fishery and the New River fishery, and also the Holston River fishery. And all of those fisheries are in the state of Virginia, in the state of Virginia, specifically in southwestern Virginia. Stanton River and Smith Mountain Lake, those are all down around Roanoke, Virginia, which is getting into southwest Virginia. The Holston River fishery is down in southwestern Virginia near the Tennessee, North Carolina border. And of course, the New River fisheries in Crater Lake is in New River flows down from the mountains in North Carolina, flows down through the state of Virginia and through Giles County. And Crater Lake, like I said, is in Dublin, Virginia. It's from Dublin it goes down to Radford and comes on into Giles County. So there are some walleye, as I mentioned here, caught in. If you take a look there, it's there's some walleye caught in